Toronto's waterfront is undergoing a massive transformation. Old industrial sites cut off for years are becoming places for people again. Over the last few years, we've replaced parking lots with parks, planned new communities, and built new infrastructure. Lots of it. Roads, sewers, water, and electricity, much needed but often overlooked city services. Take Queens Quay. It's just one example of how great design and new infrastructure is helping to change the face of Toronto's waterfront. From an uninspiring thoroughfare to a stunning waterfront boulevard, the revitalization of Queens Quay is an ambitious project. The construction site stretches almost 2 kilometers through an urban waterfront neighborhood. It's also a major tourist destination with shops, restaurants, transit lines, and a ferry terminal. Revitalizing Queens Quay requires extensive work both above and below ground. Here's how it's done. First, imagine an underground world of pipes, wires, and systems that keeps our city functioning, right under your feet. Under Queens Quay, that infrastructure was old and it had to be rebuilt. More than 30 hydro chambers, underground concrete rooms that connect hundreds of meters of electric cabling into homes and businesses. About 750 meters of upgraded natural gas lines. Almost 700 meters of new sanitary sewer lines to dispose of waste. More than 1,200 meters of new storm sewers and catch basins to manage rain and groundwater and to protect the lake and prevent flooding. Approximately 5,000 meters of new telecommunications lines, providing phone, cable, and internet. Underground wiring for almost 200 new streetlights, TTC poles, and traffic lights. And about 4,000 square meters of Silva cells, a new technology designed to give trees the soil and irrigation they need to become truly majestic. All of these underground services keep the power on, the water running, and the internet humming. But rebuilding them is the most complicated and difficult part of any construction project. Drawings are old and often incorrect, and working underground next to the lake is challenging. Toronto's waterfront was built on fill, meaning the soil is unstable and under pressure from the lake. In other words, it's a bit like working in soup, which requires a process called dewatering to pump water out of the ground so services can be installed. No matter how well planned underground construction is, there are always unknowns. To keep the project moving, Waterfront Toronto is coordinating many different contractors and activities across Queens Quay at one time. That means when delays happen underground, we can move forward with other construction activities on the surface to keep the overall project on schedule. And that brings us above ground to the icing on the cake. We're building a granite pedestrian promenade about 4 times the size of a normal city sidewalk along the water side of the street. New granite sidewalks along the north side of the street lining storefronts, shops, and residences. A new streetcar corridor with widened platforms and new passenger amenities for TTC's new streetcar fleet. The Martin Goodman Trail will finally be connected through the downtown waterfront, giving cyclists a safe and pleasant off-street route at the water's edge. A new roadway with dedicated turning lanes and parking laybys to make traffic flow more smoothly. When construction is complete, Queens Quay will have almost 100 cedar light and traffic poles, 25 new benches, 240 new trees, and a promenade made up of almost 2.5 million pieces of Canadian granite. The new Queens Quay will be a people place, a destination, a waterfront to be proud of. And your new Queens Quay is on schedule to be complete for the summer of 2015.